Today is the 27th of February, and it was the first cabinet meeting with Trump and his new administration. And they're reporting after the email was sent out to federal employees that 1 million, perhaps 1/3 of federal employees failed to respond, which is either an indicator of incredible incompetence and waste or fraud in government. Also, potentially another sign of the insubordination coup that's going on in the executive branch and in the judiciary of the administration of the United States of America. There are activists throwing tantrums all over the place, trying to contend with the federal administration of the American state under Trump, and he's responding in kind with very firm words, unshakable resolution of his purpose and intention over the nation and internationally over foreign nations as well. There's no weakness, no sign of weakness, no sign of division, which is a great thing. So there will be action coming. I see in this word a judgment axe striking, splitting open the hearts. So this next period is going to see decisive action that will judge the hearts of men. What is it that's in their heart? Is it rebellion or is it a submission to authority? So whether you rebel and act in your own power according to your own will, or whether you submit yourself to proper authority and are prepared to be governed, is a sign of your allegiance to the spiritual kingdoms of witchcraft, rebellion, or to God's house. Because God's house appoints authority and is not a house of divided disorder. It's a house of submission and surrender to proper authority. So Trump's administration is a properly elected legal authority over the nation of America, and anybody who rebels against that will be facing in the near season sanctions against their bank accounts, and then death sentences will be issued to people who continue to be corrupt, disingenuous, deceitful, and who refuse to submit to his authority for crimes such as treachery, treason, traitors of the state, and also for human traffickers. That's what's coming for America. So I see the threshing sledge from Isaiah 41. Even though you're a worm, Israel, God says to you, I'm going to make you into a threshing sledge. Where will your enemies be? Who will stand against you? Who will contend with you in these days? It will make you so powerful. It will absolutely shred anybody, any enemy, any spirit that comes against you, manifest in the nations, domestically or abroad, will be destroyed. And they will flee like chaff before the wind. That's what's coming now. We can expect that to be the case. So with regard to Australia, America's going to be negotiating terms with Australia, I hear, negotiating principles of free trade as a fundamental condition to lowering tariffs and potentially investing in military infrastructure and hardware to develop Australia's capability to protect itself. In Romania today, the elected president, who is contending for a new election now, has been arrested and trialled and released with a gag order not to speak. Romania is now the site of a NATO base. About 2023, I received a vision of a building exploding with Bucharest, Romania, which had to do with the powder keg of surrounding nations in the former Soviet Union, the Baltic states, that would become points of interest in the escalating war between Russia and NATO, the EU, and the West. And so Romania now, it's a key point of entry for arms to enter into Ukraine in the war against Russia. Through Pakistan in 2020, Imran Khan stood up against the US and spoke out in words against the colonization, imperialism, subjecting himself, aligning himself with the Islamic states. And he was quickly removed and has since been prosecuted and kept out of the leadership. So Pakistan is a military depot point for forwarding arms through to Ukraine. Romania is the next place. So this man, who is neutral, pro-Russian, formerly a Russian state in Romania, now silenced by the EU and the subversive elements that are working toward continuing the war with Russia from NATO. And this is the words that I have. Houses of hope is a word I see today. And serious action against the insubordinates in the American administration.